I apologize for Master Wayne's tardiness, Miss Quinzel. Punctuality is not one of his virtues.
No, not a problem at all. What's an extra hour? Or two? In one of Bruce Wayne's villas? Most people probably don't even think he lives anywhere other than Wayne Manor.
He doesn't. This home is kept for appearances.
Oh! That must be nice.
Another glass, Miss Quinzel.
Yeah, thanks.
I trust you will be able to make yourself at home while I attend to other matters.
Yeah. Yes. I can take care of myself.
Most excellent, Miss Quinzel.
Wow! I'm in a home owned by the Bruce Wayne. How many girls could say that? Too many, I'm afraid. Oh, I didn't even hear you come out. I didn't know Mr. Wayne had other guests. I don't think he does either. And you are... What? Your name. My manners. Sorry. Harley, Dr. Quinzel. Nice to meet you, Miss... Selina Kyle. The heiress Selina Kyle? The one that went to... Arkham? Yes. And then given a clean bill of health.
From your colleague, Dr. Jonathan Crane. I hear he's gone missing. My condolences, Dr. Quinzel. Allow me to introduce myself.
You're Mr. Wayne! Gosh, everyone knows you!
Please, Dr. Quinzel. Just call me Bruce.
Yes, sure. Whatever you say, Mr. Bruce.
I suppose you're wondering why I asked you to come out all this way.
It might have crossed my mind.
Selina, I'll meet you inside later. I wish for a moment of privacy with Dr. Quinzel.
Shooing me away so soon? Now I really am curious.
Remember, curiosity killed the...
Cat. Yes, Bruce. How could have I ever forgotten that one?
I hear that your progress with the Arthur Fleck case is going well.
How did you know about that?
When you own half of Gotham, one tends to have a list of contacts around every corner.
Well, yes. He is making great progress. It's almost like he's a different man from when I first met him.
Almost 5 months ago. That's the longest he's ever been in Arkham without attempting an escape.
I know.
What's your impression of him?
Huh? What do you mean?
Arthur, what do your instincts tell you about him now that you've gotten to work with him one-on-one?
He doesn't like that.
What?
That name you used? It isn't even his real name. Did your contacts tell you that?
No, they didn't. What makes you think that's not the Joker's identity?
He told me it wasn't.
The Joker says a lot of things and tells many versions of his past. Most of it isn't true.
Mr. Wayne, Bruce, with all due respect, I can't be talking to you about any of this. I'm a professional. I could lose my job for breaching doctor-patient confidentiality.
You're alone with me in a villa that almost no one knows is inhabited. There is no one to report our conversation to other than ourselves.
I don't know.
Dr. Quinzel, you can trust me. I have nothing but Gotham's best interests at heart.
Gotham's? Who cares about Gotham? What about Mr. J's interests, huh? Has it ever occurred to you that this city may be the problem? Not the people that the GCPD and the Batman beat up and throw behind bars?
Mr. J?
Yeah, Mr. J. He has a name. Just because we don't know it yet doesn't mean he's some news headline. He's a real person with emotions, a history, and pain.
The Joker is a sociopath that has killed time and again. He's a terrorist, Dr. Quinzel.
He's a human being.
I meant no offense. I just want to make sure that your Mr. J's condition was progressing in the way it sounded. Trust me, Dr. Quinzel, no one wants to see him cured as much as I do.
It took a lot of work, but Mr. J told me how he got all his scars. Do you want to know who owned the factory that produced the acid Batman threw him into? You did, Mr. Wayne. It was Wayne Corp's poor security and poor safety measures that helped create the serial killer and terrorist you call the Joker. It was your fault, Mr. Wayne. And now you and the rest of Gotham put him in a hole where you could just forget about your mistakes. Arkham is full of Gotham's mistakes, Mr. Wayne. Waylon Jones, the one you people call Killer Croc, is the remains of a little boy who only wanted love. Victor Freeze,
merely wanted to save his wife before his freezing accident, and they're all the same. Edward Nigma, Harvey Dent, Oswald Cobblepot, Pamela Isley.
The bat caught her trying to kill the entire city because of carbon emissions.
You see, that's the thinking that has created these people you call monsters. Gotham has created its own problems, Mr. Wayne. Maybe it's time we reap what we've sown.
And when Dr. Crane's body turns up, do you suppose he's receiving just desserts too?
After what I heard Red say about him, yes, we're all guilty.
Red? You mean Poison Ivy? How close are you becoming to your patients, Dr. Quinzel?
Close enough to learn more from them than anyone has ever bothered to.
These people are dangerous. You must be careful.
No, Mr. Wayne. You're being too careful up here in your isolated villas, protected by top-notch security systems, and your name.
You said that Poison Ivy said something about Dr. Crane. Is she responsible for his disappearance?
No, we've discussed it.
How about your Mr. J?
We're done here, Mr. Wayne. I'm sorry for I wasted all your time.
It appears your conversation with Miss Quinzel went well.
We're going to have to watch her, Alfred. There's something going on I can't quite place. She said something about Poison Ivy and Dr. Crane. Maybe there's a connection.
Perhaps you can ask him yourself. Another masked villain has emerged through hijacked local television channels. His vocal patterns match that of the good doctor.
What is he threatening?
Something having to do with a new gas. He calls it Scarecrow something or other. Go prepared, Master Bruce. And may I suggest, with extra help.
It has been a while, Bruce.
No, Selena, stay out of this.
If the Scarecrow gas works, I bet it would sell for a pretty penny on the market.
That's exactly why you shouldn't come.
Oh, but that's exactly why I should.
I'll leave this for you two to decide. Everything is ready for you inside, Master Bruce.
This is Vicky Vale live with Gotham City News. Earlier this afternoon, a masked criminal branding himself the Scarecrow threatened our beloved city with a new gas placed in bombs throughout Gotham. Local law enforcement is stretched thin following any lead. The madman had this to say.
Gotham, we live in an age where your politicians and the media breed fear into you every day. Only I hold the cure to your ills. If you live in fear, the best solution is to face it head on. In 3 hours, my plan shall come into fruition, as my Scarecrow gas will filter throughout your whole city. The only thing to fear is fear itself, and we shall confront it together.
Just in, the Gotham PD has received a special tip about the transfer mechanism for the gas. All metro stations throughout the city will be shut down, as every train must be checked. Eyewitnesses on the ground report that the Batman has joined the police in their search. This has been a special report from Gotham City News.